Get Out and Drive podcast in Racing Junk booth here at PRI 2022. And we are here with the lovely Carmen Prince. You tell me you're friends with Al Liebman? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, too. I mean, I keep him around for kisses and hugs.
Yes.
Let's do that.
Yes.
And once in a while, he'll send me something, email or through LinkedIn. Here's a picture of the frantic Ford.
Right.
Whatever.
Well, we're starting a support group, Friends of Al Liebman.
Without him.
And then the group meets, and it's without Al. Completely, and it's.
How are you going to get me into the group? Because I live on the West Coast.
We'll have to just ship you in.
Okay,
we'll have to do that.
In New Jersey or where?
In New Jersey.
I live in Nevada.
Okay, well, that's fine. Well, I'm in St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay.
So we'll kind of meet in the middle. It'll be great.
Well, we could meet here once a year.
I think I'll plan it.
That'd be a good idea.
No, that's fine. I'll plan it for next year. At PRI, it's for marketing, shaking hands, meeting people, and getting new ideas. Why are you here at PRI?
I sell advertising.
Really?
And I sell advertising into specialty right now, online magazines.
Okay.
And I also work for the NHRA Motorsports Museum. They have a hot rod reunion twice a year, and I sell the ads for their event program.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
So it gets me a big variety of customers. Okay. And a lot of these people in this room or in this building, I've been friends with for 40 years.
Wow. So you've been involved with the motorsport industry for 40 years plus?
Yeah. My first husband built motors, race cars, off-road. We did some drag racing. And then when I got my divorce from him, I worked for a local drag strip in Sacramento Raceway.
Okay.
And then from there, I met more racers, more people in the industry, and they all said I had a gift for gab. So you should move to LA. So I did.
Right.
And my first experience in LA after I moved there was Orange County Raceway.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And that's where I met my late husband. He had a Double B funny.
Okay.
And he also did magnetos for race cars.
Okay.
So he was in the industry and I was in the industry. I worked as a manufacturer's rep, like all these people you see in the booth.
Right.
I did that for maybe 10 years.
So you already had the groundwork and everything to start the advertising.
Yeah, I moved to advertising.
Because you already knew everybody.
Yeah, I knew half the people. Mm-hmm. I moved to advertising in 91.
Okay.
I worked for Time Magazine for a little while. A Time Magazine, when you don't have news, you get a day off, or you go shopping. He says, well, I need an assistant. Come and see me.
Right.
So the following Monday, I went and saw him at Carcraft and Hot Rod, and I got a job as a salesperson.
Right. Selling advertising for those
Hot
magazines.
Rod, Carcraft, four-wheel and off-road, and Kit Car.
Peterson
Publishing.
Okay.
I worked there for 8 years. Yeah.
You're given that opportunity.
Yeah. It really fell in my lap.
Okay.
And
you ran with it.
I did. I learned from all Jim Adolph was my boss.
Okay.
And he was the sales manager. And he also drove a funny car when he could.
Okay.
And so I learned a lot from him, from the other sales people in the company.
Right.
Eventually, I got my own magazine, which was Kit Car. And from there, I graduated and so forth to other books.
Okay.
And in those days, if you didn't work for one publishing company, you could call up another one, McMullen Argus, or whatever, and get a job instantly.
Sure.
Which I did.
Okay, wow.
And so I worked there for a while. And I've worked for almost all the major publishing companies.
And that's being a go-getter, and that's great.
And I liked it.
Yes.
And I learned a lot from the different people. I got to travel. I got to meet people I never would have met if I stayed in Podunk, Sacramento, California. And
right, any other way, and that's important.
Yeah.
What's important for our viewers and listeners to find out is that this part of the automotive industry is out there. You may not have to have a car or race a car, but this is a portion of the automotive industry that people may not know about.
Yeah. It's in the background.
Right. And advertising is a big portion of it, and that's what drives the magazines.
Well, the thing is, I would tell my customers, if you don't buy an ad, nobody knows you.
Yes.
They don't know you're there.
Yes.
It's like another analogy was I would tell them about McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
Why does McDonald's hamburgers in your face 24/7?
Right.
And then when you feel like a hamburger, where do you go?
Now you think about it.
Okay.
What's on the front of your brain?
McDonald's, Burger King,
Mm-hmm.
Wendy's.
Mm-hmm.
And I would tell them if they don't know about your company,
Mm-hmm.
they don't see your ads
Mm-hmm.
over and over
and
again,
over. Right.
they'll buy something else.
Right.
And 9 out of 10 times it worked. I
Right.
mean, there was some holdouts. And, I don't want to advertise. Okay.
Sure.
But it was a fun ride.
Right.
I've met tons of people. I've met people all over the industry. And one of my best magazines to work for, there were two of them.
Mm-hmm.
One was Drag Racer magazine with Tom McEwen,
Okay.
the mongoose.
Right.
A lot of people didn't realize that he was a businessman,
Mm-hmm.
not just selling ads. He had racehorses, he had a jewelry store at one time,
Okay.
he had memorabilia and so forth.
Right.
And while I was at Peterson, they tried a bi-monthly book
Okay.
called Heads Up News.
Okay.
And it was basically for all kinds of drag racing, and it was really different because instead of a monthly, you had to close that book every couple of weeks.
Right. And it was a harder deadline.
It was.
Right.
And when I worked with McEwen on Drag Racer magazine, it was a lot of fun. He was knowledgeable. Again, I traveled. I got the company had other books, so I could go to truck events, racing events, diesel events, and see more of what's out there.
Okay.
And as a female in the industry, it was a lot of fun and different. I mean, I went to a diesel racing event in Terre Haute, Indiana, and I was talking to one of the editors there. I said, "My God, there's a lot of Ford trucks."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Those aren't Ford trucks." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "They all got Cummins diesel engines in them."
Everybody's got to come and swap.
And so now Ford has realized, oh, we missed the boat there.
Right.
So now they've got their own diesel trucks.
Right.
But, I mean, learning all that stuff was fun.
And you're still involved in this?
Yeah, I love this show. This show, for me personally, is better than the SEMA show or any other show. I know the people. I can walk around. I talk to someone about their products, pick up a business card, send them an email, call them about their advertising. Sometimes I'm lucky, sometimes, not. But I don't take no for an answer.
Yeah.
But I don't get discouraged if somebody says no.
Sure.
Tom McEwen called me a piranha. And I guess I am. I have a big nitro fish piranha sticker on one of my file cabinets.
Right.
And I'm persistent.
Persistent is a good word to explain you.
Yeah.
Other than advertising, do you have any other reasons to be here at PRI?
Working vacation.
Working vacation.
I mean, I have my own business, so it's all on me. But I use it to see my friends, try to do some business, see what's new in the industry, because I do keep up with what's going on, and so forth.
Well, very good. How can our listeners, how can they find you?
I don't have a website.
Don't have a website?
I am on LinkedIn.
Okay.
And I have email.
Oh, very good.
That's it. I don't like social media. It's just too busy for me.
Understood.
Because I do
completely.
other things than car stuff.
Okay.
We have a beautiful museum in Reno, Nevada.
Okay.
That's part of the Bill Harrah collection.
Okay.
And he owned Harrah's Casino and so forth.
Yes.
And there's 275 cars there.
Okay.
And I'm an ambassador for them.
Oh, okay.
I also work with Hot August Nights, which is one of the biggest car show on the West Coast.
I'm familiar with that one.
Over 6,000 cars show up every August for 10 days.
Right.
And I work at that.
Okay.
I'm a volunteer.
Wow.
I volunteer for Donate Life,
Okay.
which is all about tissue and organ transplants.
Wow.
Because when my late husband passed away, I donated him, and he gave life to 6 people.
Very,
And then
very
the last
proud of
thing
that.
I work with is the Vietnam Veterans Group.
Well, thank you very much for doing that.
And I do all that plus work in the PRI.
Wow.
I
Well,
don't want to sit around watching TV.
I'm glad to see you out and about, and I'm glad to have met you today.
And I thank you for having me.
Yeah,
It
great.
was fun.